I know not much of what happened immediately after, so blind with rage was I. I ordered Rahadin to gather all present troops, and all those in the village besides, marching off to the Enclave within a few hours. I have overseen wars aplenty. This was not a war. I orchestrated a slaughter. My forces cutting through dusk elf warriors left and right, myself at the fore of the battle, my blade drenched in dusky blood. I personally ended the lives of each dusk elf elder that orchestrated my Patrina's death, a bloody, painful death for each. Her brother I left for last, Kasimir, Rahadin at my side. I asked him why. Why would he kill his own sister, the one who he should have cared for beyond all others, protected from any ill no matter the cost? And he spat at my feet and said I had corrupted her, that she had turned from their ways and that I was the only possible cause. Enraged, I moved to him. A mistake, as he called upon the forest, a cloying grey-green energy headed toward me. I should have died, I know this. And yet miraculously, a bat flew, flying away from the slaughter, catching the spell with its body. Incensed, I kicked him, breaking his focus, grabbing his head, and whispered to him, "You will live 1,000 of my lives, and I shall ensure that you regret every single one of them in shame." I twisted and yanked his ears off of his skull. His screams of pain did not comfort me, as I knew they would not. I gathered Patrina's body, turning to leave. Kasimir's last words, that if he would take any pleasure left in his life, it would be watching my family and I waste away in pain and suffering. And we left. An excerpt from the Tome of Strahda, 12th Moon 351. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another terrible Saturday evening in Barovia. My name is Jonathan Kenny, your Game Master for the evening, and these are the Forget-Me-Nots. Hi, Forget-Me-Nots.
I'm afraid.
I'm excited.
Oh, I'm sure.
I can't wait to see what we pop into.
I'm sure it will be nothing problematic in any way, shape, or form whatsoever. Speaking
Hey,
of,
at least we're pretty close to level 7.
that's true. And I'm sure that something will happen to kick you over the edge tonight.
Ah,
Speaking of kicking over the edge, actually, it probably has nothing to do with that. But last time, our Forget-Me-Nots were headed on their way toward Vallaki. After staying overnight at a shrine dedicated to one of the three ladies, they continued on their path, noticing that the Vistani that had camped outside of Vallaki for the past week or so were no longer there, although the Dusk Elves were still there. It was then that they noticed smoke rising from Vallaki, more than you would expect from just the hearth of a fireplace. They rushed to the gates to see no guards, which was very unusual for a town that, up until this point, had cataloged the comings and goings of everybody to pass through their gates. And their worst fears were realized as they entered the town to find it almost a ghost town. They stopped by the orphanage to find it emptied out, but for the corpse of one of the children in the attic who had been possessed by a demon, as well as the ravaged corpse of the woman in charge, the matron. After a very brief burial, for which they had very little time, they made their way to the city, the town center, where they saw a mob forming under the direction of Fiona Wachter, the one of the people that seem to be opposing the burgomaster, and who definitely seem to have a bone to pick. The gathering happened to draw the attention of a number of vampire spawn and vampire bats that had seemingly been terrorizing the town. Not too many people perished from the vampires, but Fiona Wachter took the mob to the south, heading towards the burgomaster's house as the party fought off the invading vampires, taking care of them rather handily, and then following the mob to the Vallakoviches. There were guards posted inside, and so the party split up, half of them trying to convince Lady Wachter from doing anything that she might regret, and the other half attempting to sneak in the back to see if they could find the Vallakoviches and deal with them themselves, only to run across Izek Strasny. The other group was unsuccessful in keeping Lady Wachter from sicking the mob onto the burgomaster's house, and a fight erupted. Yet another one. In the calamity of the fighting that happened, the party that had snuck in managed to find the Vallakoviches hidden in a room in the back of... I see everybody's faces already. We'll get there. Don't spoil it already. The party finding the Vallakoviches. I've never caused problems as a DM, no. And in a spate of fear, Viktor Vallakovich, the son of the burgomaster, threw out a fireball, causing much harm to himself and his father, as well as accidentally killing his own mother. At which point, the party managed to get Vargas Vallakovich on point. He called off Izek Strasny. Everybody took up every single space in this room. Sardines in a can. As Lady Wachter walked up behind them, with a look of triumph on her face, and then the party shut the door in her face, and that's where we ended.
Oh boy.
Everything's
It
fine.
was a long session, and it shows. So
We've got a lot
why
of
don't
Sorry.
we? No,
It's
you're not
busy.
sorry. You're not sorry at all. Don't lie.
We're busy in this room. Find somewhere else. Close the door.
As soon as the door is closed, Clara will tug on Reyna's arm. We need to get them to listen to us before anybody else dies. We need parlay, and we need it now.
You hear a pounding on the door, like someone trying to break it down.
Shut up!
And
Just
you
a minute.
you hear not
need you
just
to help
Lady
me get them
Wachter,
to
but
listen.
a number of people on the other side of the door who you gather is probably the mob, literally right outside.
Give us one bloody second.
What exactly am I supposed to do?
We need some way to shock them all enough to get them to shut up for 5 minutes and tell us what's happened.
Let's set off another fireball.
As long as it's not a fireball.
No.
No.
Are we
no
sure about
fire.
that?
No, put it away, please.
Izek,
Yes.
how good are you at keeping back a mob? And your wolves?
I would be very good if I had any backup, but it's just us in here. You can see he's actually kind of distracted as Ireena has filed into the room with you all, and he's kind of like, his attention is split between like 3 ways, between your question and keeping an eye on Vargas, and also his apparent sister is right next to him.
Reina,
Exactly.
the table.
Focus.
Get push the table and there's too many people in this fucking room.
DM, do you have the map still of everybody so I can
Yes,
see
I do.
what the situation is?
It's not great.
It's madness.
Zoom in on this over here.
Fucking
Yeah.
Christ.
Everything's fine.
Okay, hold on. Do I have a spell?
Ashai, you are standing in front of a door.
Oh yeah.
The one you hid behind from the fireball.
I still have a
You
knife
got
to
you
his
got a
throat.
brief glimpse of what was in the room beyond. It looked like a master bedroom.
Is it still open enough that I can just like kick it open with my hoof?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, do that and drag a Vargas backward with me.
Easy. Just, you've got the knife. Oh, there goes.
Reina's dead.
Reina died.
Mm-hmm. She's alive.
She's back.
Clara, you're so skilled.
Clara bringing
Master
everybody back
tries
to
to
life.
crawl on the floor. He's like, "There's too many people."
Yeah, it opens into a very nice master bedroom, which is right here. It does look a little faded, like the grandeur has been lost a little bit. But you can see there's a short pull rope that hangs from a wooden trapdoor in the ceiling. There are also a couple of, or there's one window here on the second floor, as well as what looks like a closet. Yeah, you guys are on the second floor of this. You now hear coming from the other door to the master bedroom from the hallway.
Are there any secret ways out of here?
No, it's just the attic and the window, and that's a closet.
What is in the attic?
The kind of things you keep in the attics. Victor has his laboratory up there.
Can I keep dragging him with me as I walk? I want to go over to the window and like look outside and see what the situation is out there.
Most of the people seem to have, in the mob, made their way inside, along with Lady Wachter. So there's nobody, like, surrounding the building at this point. There wasn't an enormous amount of people in the mob.
What are we doing? Are we leaving?
Reina, how's your intimidation?
Pretty good. Do you want me to like scream at them?
My idea? We freak them out. We just make them stop for a fucking second so we can get everybody to tell us what happened.
Okay, who am I stopping, first of all?
The
mob, I assume.
The lady, I had the
Wachter.
fucking name. Lady Wachter.
Fiona.
She's the leader.
Which one is she?
The one right outside the door trying to break it down.
Okay, you want me to like go push her against a wall or something?
Reina.
No.
Not now.
For intimidation purposes, not for sexy purposes.
Listen, Reina. If we don't get these people to calm down, even more people are going to die. The only way we're going to make sure there is something of Vallaki left to save is if we get these people working together. I don't like either of them. But we need to talk first before we decide on killing everyone.
Great. So then Reina's gonna leave, and then Where did she go? She was just here.
But she's still there.
Oh, slay. I don't know why I didn't see her.
Because I closed
Reyna's
the door
going...
because it was closed.
Oh. Did I close it?
Like, it was closed, but you can open it now and just...
Okay, it's open anyways. She's going to, grab her... What's her name again?
Fiona
Wachter.
Wachter.
Fiona.
Lady Wachter.
Lady Wachter. She's gonna grab, her and shove her in the room and then hold her hands behind her.
She looked like she was about to open her mouth and say something, and then go ahead and make your intimidation check, I guess. And also a grapple. Yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check and an intimidation check. Not a great athletics.
Oh no.
Yeah, but she's also old, so like.
I'm gonna give you a bit of a malice to this intimidation because you go to like shove her against the wall and she just manages to very barely get out of your way and send you like against the wall. And then you just how are you intimidating them besides your grapple attempt?
Like when she like puts her hands behind her back, like I'm like saying like she's holding her hands like handcuffs would, you know?
Sure.
Behind her back. And she's gonna lean into her ear and say, "You better stay put and you better start talking." It's not like that, Cork. Try to be scary.
Well,
You're so scary. You're so good.
I mean, you are still a very large woman, and very scary. She backs off just a little bit, although the mob behind her is still like, they have torches and pitchforks. They're ready to burn this place to the ground. And she just says, "What is there to tell? These bastards, these burgomasters, the Vallakovich family, all of them have caused nothing but problems for this town ever since they became in charge. They brought this curse down upon us. His father was just as bad as him, and his son is on his way to being just like his father, as my daughter will surely show you.
No one disagrees with you.
Then bring them before us so that we can enact justice.
Do you want more death tonight?
Only the
Do
Vallakovich's
you see how
death.
many people are in this room right now? Do you see how many people can take down your mob? And we will. So you need to stop. Shut up.
You are willing to mow down innocents just to protect those bastards.
As
you are.
You.
Lady Wachter, instead of ripping yourselves apart so there's not even a town left to save, maybe you ought to think about who cursed this land in the first place. Who are you fighting? I don't think that these people are the best in the world. Do I think they have done bad things? Yes. Do I think they have handled this terribly? Yes. But they are not the ones who brought disaster on Barovia. You need to calm down.
Do you know what his son has done to my daughter?
Yes.
Do you? Then tell us all so that they know what kind of person that you are guarding. You can see right now she has the ears of this mob. They are listening to her every word.
Your daughter is gone because of him.
No. She is not gone. I wish she were gone, because then I would not be reminded every day of what has been done to her. That I could not see that her brain was broken by him. That he left her nothing but a shell!
Now, Victor, what say you?
He is still cradling his mother's body. And looks up, you see. I'm gonna make a...
You cannot run from your sins forever. Mistakes, choices, evil, regret. Secrets have a way of coming up coming up again. If you want,
he just, in between his sobs, says, I did. I thought that she was annoying, and that she was a good test subject. And I made her act like a cat. And then she wouldn't turn back.
You stupid child. You stupid child. Not knowing the magic that you read.
He, you see, suddenly reaches toward Ireena, and grabs Ireena. And you see, like, Ireena try and throw him off, and then you realize he wasn't going for Ireena. He was going for her belt. You see Victor Vallakovich take a dagger.
Yep.
Straight into his chest.
Great. So, Reyna's gonna let this bitch go and run over to him and Ireena.
Immediately coughing up blood. And he's just... Sorry. I'm sorry.
no, you don't. You are going to live with what you have done, and you are going to make it better. And I cast my last heal spell.
Sometimes healing is not for the betterment.
Alright, I didn't actually, like, roll any kind of damage for this, so, like, you healed the wound that he just made, although there is still blood dribbling down his face, and the wound heals up, and she goes to stab himself again.
Oleander's gonna stop him.
I was gonna say, can Aster like mirror over to him and grab the knife?
Make a attempt a disarm check. Could be athletics or an unarmed attack.
I'm really bad at it. Let's do unarmed attack. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oleander
I
also was
was.
doing it.
You can both go for it, you know.
What Oleander was trying to do was not necessarily a disarm, but to put an arm out so the knife would have to go through him before it touched the child, so it lessens the blow when it stabs him.
Okay, well, if I fuck up, you can do that.
Make a I'll call it a acrobatic, no, a reflex save on your
A
part.
reflex?
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck is that? That's that.
26 against
And a 30.
you throw your hand in the way, but Aster beats you to it and just yanks the knife out of his hand. In so doing, you've kind of like arm barred him against the wall so that he can't like get away. Lady Wachter is just looking on at this with just as much disdain as you can see on her face. And she just says, he even admits to his crimes. And yet still, you will not let them see justice.
Oh no.
If you are not with us, then you are against us. So make your
Listen
choice.
to me, Lady Wachter.
I have listened to enough! Turn them over! Or die.
Death is not justice. Living with your sins
That is the only justice!
But why?
You are blinded by your grief. You are blinded by your rage. If you continue to let yourself be ruled by these things, you will wake up one day and realize that there is nothing left.
I already have nothing left. Take them! And you see she moves aside and the mob starts to move into the room to try and grab the Vallakoviches from you all.
Can I jump
Lady
out the
Wachter!
window?
Okay. Ashai, go ahead and...
With the fucker.
I assume you're dragging Vargas,
Of
yeah.
course I am.
Make a reflex save.
Okay.
Or an acrobatics check, rather.
That's better. It would be better. It's the same thing. I don't know why I said that.
Vargas actually rolled very well.
Is that enough?
Hold on, and I think I need to change the music here. Go with that one. 22, yeah, is enough. You all hear a shattering as Ashai jumps out of the window with Vargas. What are the rest of you doing?
Oleander is just has been trying to get some words out, but now that everything is happening at once, he goes, sometimes being alive is greater suffering than death. If you want them to actually suffer, why kill them to deprive them of what you want to show them? Why not make it hurt more by making them live?
Make a diplomacy check.
Yeah, as we all know, the best choice.
I know.
Diplomacy. Yes, perfect. Please!
So, here's the thing. Definitely, obviously, a crit. It's not higher than what Fiona rolled for all of them. What happens is you're not going to change their minds, but they pause for just long enough for you to do something. Izek grabs Victor and throws him back into the master bedroom along with Ireena, and he just says, I will hold them off. Take them. Go. Get out.
Okay!
Raven.
We're going! We're going!
I will bear this sin on my shoulders. Ireena looks at him
Sick.
with just, does not know exactly what to think, and she just says, thank you. And she also jumps out the window.
Is there a window, right here, too?
Nope.
Just
a fireplace, yeah.
Okay.
I pick up the rat and I throw him.
I ain't gonna go!
But I tap a guidance on Ezek's shoulder before
Okay.
I run. You have to live.
Reyna's what?
Reyna's gonna grab Aster. And leave.
Okay, yeah. Just Oleander and Reyna both just pick him up like a small child.
As soon
I
as
literally
Reyna
can
grabs
move.
him, as soon as
Okay.
Reyna grabs him, Oleander drops, lets Reyna take the lead, and then Oleander's
I
going
was just
to...
imagining Aster just being held like a child, All right, so you all are fleeing the Burgomaster's house.
Again.
Yeah, everybody make an acrobatics check or a reflex save as you jump out of the second story of this building.
Do I need to make it if I'm being grappled?
I mean, if Reyna's holding you the whole way down, then I'll let her make the check for both of you.
I'm baby.
I did
Clar's
good
fine.
reflex.
Rolled the one,
Oleander. Oh
Both of
boy.
you? Really?
I feel like I'm gonna need a gonna need that hero point for later on, so I'm just gonna take that.
Sure. Let me roll for Ireena as well.
Of all things, falling out the window, I don't think is going to be the biggest problem.
Well, then you're going to take 8 damage, bludgeoning damage. And so does Ireena, actually.
I used a hero point because I have
saw.
the rat in tow.
It's okay. I have band-aids.
You have band-aids.
I got band-aids.
Victor also does fine. You just hear the sounds of fighting from behind you as Izek and the hounds cover your escape. What are you guys doing?
Where is a safe place to
Run
hide?
in.
Yeah. Oleander helps Ireena up, and he's like grabbing her and dragging her along as they're running.
The orphanage is empty. Or the inn?
The church! Get to the church!
It's full of corpses.
Well,
we can use it as a blockade.
So you guys run away from the burgomaster's house, heading toward St. Andrew's Church. About halfway there, you look behind, and in the distance you see a plume of smoke rising from where the burgomaster's mansion was. Even from this distance, you can tell the entire building has gone up in a blaze.
Good for them.
Well, I guess Lydia's getting cremated as we speak.
Wow.
I think Fiona's fine, but you know.
So Lydia.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, Fiona can burn.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about Fiona.
You all.
Like
you don't know,
out, right?
You don't know. You make your way to the church and burst through the open doors to find a scene of carnage before you. Dozens of bodies, mostly in corners, ravaged just like the matron of the orphanage had been. People that thought that they were safe here, but found out very horrifically that they were not. You see the crowning glory of this massacre is the priest that you met. Displayed across the altar in an unholy crucifixion. Terrible. And the smell, God, the smell is worse than anything you've smelt.
Is there a basement?
What is going
When
on
we get in there,
here?
Clara just kind of stops. She doesn't. She's just staring.
Oh my word. Oh my word. Wow. Oleander's gonna go to the priest and study.
Aster was gonna do the exact same thing, but entirely different expressions.
Oh,
Two
yeah.
different, yeah, two different
Very
intents.
different,
Uh,
Fully two different intents.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead and make
Can I do
make some
esoteric
perception. Oh, esoteric lore, sure.
Can I do undead lore?
Sure. We got our lore buddies.
Sorry, the nerds.
The nerds.
28.
Sorry, hold on. I'm trying to remember what my number is because I can't put it in my sheet. My number currently is.
You can make a lore.
No, I
skill.
know, but it auto populates
Okay.
intelligence and it won't let me put charisma
Gotcha.
as the default.
Okay, it's fine.
So let me double check. Sorry. It is 14. Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome.
Go.
28 and 26. You can tell definitely killed by vampires, just like the matron. Although the fact that he has been clearly positioned here rather than just like left suggests something else was also at play here. Something with a little more intelligence than
His
a
ass.
mindless vampire spawn.
Someone wanted.
I
the
love it when serial
specimen.
killers have a little thing.
They got a little thing.
Would I have any? Would I be able to make any connection to know if it was that thing that was upstairs in the church?
You could with that 26. Let me see where the stat block is. Somewhere down here. Probably. You can tell there's a slight difference here in that definitely still rent to shreds by vampire, but also looks like his vitality was drained as well. His essence rather than his blood. So yeah, likely that the possessing demon might have also been responsible for this, at least partially.
So it's more so a demon than a vampire.
I wouldn't say they were like working together, but there was certainly more than one person took advantage of
The
the
situation.
lack of consecration in the church.
Okay. I feel like, and Nico, you let me know, but I feel like we both turn to each other entirely different. Like, I'm looking in horror, and you're like,
Excitement, yeah.
I'm about to say something, and I'm like, what? Why
What?
do you look like
What?
that?
What? Oh, it's just interesting, you know.
Are you
Knowledge.
enjoying this?
Well, you know, not like enjoying the fact that he's dead, but like his death means we have more information now. There's something to glean from this. Not just the fact that he is no longer with us, but that something else is afoot here, and he is a clue to finding out what.
Do you notice that there's more than just you know there's vampires, right? Like from here and like there, and like there are these claw marks. But there's something else here that did this to him.
Is it? What do you think it is?
I have a feeling that there was a child here that I think was possessed. I believe, but I think they did this, or whatever was in them did this.
You think a child came
Or
in
whatever
here?
was in the child.
Oh, the thing that was in the child.
They had a look in their eyes. That wasn't them. Something else.
Somebody asked earlier if there was a basement. There is not. There is a belfry, though.
Something that was behind his eyes but wasn't him, but was using his body as a means of transport to get from one location to another without causing harm to himself.
Well, I assumed it was some sort of possession.
Like a vessel.
Potentially.
A
I
vessel
turned to
that...
Clara, and wherever you are.
She's standing just a couple steps inside, and she is just vacant, and there are tears in her eyes.
Run to you. Clara, I know this is really bad, but we need you. I know this is really hard.
We were supposed... I never considered what it meant. That nobody can reach this land. They all died because they didn't know.
Clara. They died because something is missing. Remember what they said back when we were asking questions? They said something about the reason why the church is no longer the way it was because something happened to the bones. What if, once this thing that was in the child finally was able to break free, destroyed or moved the bones out of the way so where the protection was no longer with them?
Demons, they possess sometimes because it's easier to act when they have shields. They can go undetected. It could have used the acolyte as a disguise.
What if it used it to take whatever was protecting this place? To bring destruction here?
I want
Do you
everybody
want to come with me to
lose
check
hope.
upstairs to see if there's anything there?
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
hold your hand and we'll go upstairs.
Not too terribly long a walk up the stairs to the belfry. Other than the bell, there doesn't seem to be anything here, but you have a very good vantage of the rest of town from here.
In like shambles, burned down.
I just mean that, like, you can definitely see in the distance that the Burgomaster's mansion is on fire. Absolutely just ablaze completely. You can see the mob kind of sticking together, moving from place to place. You guys didn't, like, shout out where you were going until you were outside of the mansion, so they seem to be combing the town looking for you.
Seeing that there's tension behind Reyna and Ashai,
Reyna's
Oleander.
throwing up.
Yeah, well, never mind, not tension, but like,
Yeah. Reyna's
there
literally
needs
in
to
a
be
corner
more.
throwing up from the
Yeah.
smell.
Ireena looks a little green too, but she's just rubbing Reyna's back.
It looks unbothered.
Ireena, how's she doing?
Actually, Ashai, you probably feel a little hungry.
I was getting
Girly,
to that.
no!
I was
You're
getting to that.
surrounded by
time.
blood.
I want to push Vargas onto the floor against a wall and, like, use my dagger to go through, like, his
Vampire.
shirt or something.
I remember you.
I'm still disguised.
Oh, you are. Then he doesn't say that. He's just mostly terrified. Although, if you get that close to him, I'll roll a little check for him.
Is the check if he goes pee-pee in his pants?
Yeah,
No,
I like
the
that
check is
check.
if he
That's
gets-
a good check.
That's a good check.
No, it's not.
PP and
That's
pants check?
not a PP and pants check.
I think he fully shits himself. I think that's what happens.
Yeah, it's a shit.
Also, let's add
No,
another tally to Robin making herself cry.
As you, like,
Saw that.
rip his tunic away, and you get, like, real close, and you look him in his eyes. He's like, You're the vampire from the Reformation Center. Those eyes.
I let the
And he
disguise
starts to
drop.
try and scramble. Yeah, he starts to immediately try and scramble away from you.
I'm holding him down.
I didn't say he was doing a good job of it. I said he was trying to get away.
How are you doing this in full view of everyone?
Yep. I have dreamed of killing you for the things you have done to others, for what you tried to do to me. I'm not going to. I think it is worse if I leave you in the hands of this town you have wronged. You're just a scared little man. You have no real power. I do. And I bite him.
He screams as you suck him.
Don't phrase
Sir,
it like that.
please.
Don't
Sir,
phrase it
please.
like that.
I didn't say suck him off. I said
That's
you suck
worse.
him.
We're done.
I know.
Worse.
End of game.
Anyways, thanks for coming tonight.
Have a good night, everybody. Do we
yeah.
hear that? Do we hear the scream?
Yeah, definitely. It's not like a prolonged scream. It's like a second or two long.
Oleander has pulled out his bottled sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, no.
I am.
Do you have any other like implements? Like I imagine.
I have wooden stakes. I have holy water. The kit of a monster hunter.
Well, because like you would know that most vampires have personal antitheses, things that they instinctively flinch from, like silver, garlic, things like that. They can have more specific ones, but those are usually.
Yeah.
I'm just asking if you had any of those.
Yeah. I mean, he would have. The only thing that he really wouldn't have would be the garlic, because he would forever think that's stupid, and would never pack it because it smelled bad, and the one other person always had garlic on him, so he was like, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
But he would have like silver. He would have holy symbol.
I'm just asking if you're just pulling out the bottled sunlight, I guess. Rather.
No, he's pulling out other things, like as he's like pulling stuff out, he's going, Reyna, you promised!
Reyna,
whomever the fuck you are, you promised!
At the second that Reyna hears the scream and sees what's going on, because they're still in the same room, I think.
Yeah.
Reyna is gonna run over to Ashai and try and pry Ashai off of him.
Make me a will save, Ashai. Oh, that was almost a 1. You guys are level 6, right?
Yeah.
I just need to check the DC by level. That is 22. Okay. It's a very close thing, but you managed to hold on to your mind enough not to completely empty Vargas's veins. And Reyna comes up and just shoves you away from him.
What are you doing?
I was hungry.
You idiot.
He's immediately like scratching at his neck. Like you can like he's tearing at his flesh like, no, you will not make me one of you.
You are fine. Calm down.
I think at the same exact time that Ashai says you're fine, Reyna turns around and also says you're fine.
Little baby man.
Ashai, you need to walk away.
No.
Yes, you need to walk away.
I want to hear from him what happened.
Then you shouldn't have bit him.
Oleander just shoots a look at Reyna and walks out to the cemetery.
Fuck. Reyna's gonna look really
gonna
worried
add one of
when
these
Ollie
dice
does that.
to our conflict pool.
No.
Yeah. Just for funsies. Alright, so sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. What were you doing, Reyna?
Reyna gets really... she has worry on her face when Ollie shoots her a look. And then she looks back at Ashai, and then she looks to the burgomaster, and she just walks away.
She is terrified at this point, sure. I'd say probably about this time, Aster and Clara come running downstairs if the scream drew
Oh, I
you.
was gonna have a moment up there.
I was
Okay.
gonna, yeah.
All right, sorry, I
We
didn't.
will
I
go
mean,
in.
go ahead. Good, have your moment.
Okay, you first.
I feel like the upstairs is like a calmer space. I know, relatively speaking. I think it all hits Aster, and he starts to like hyperventilate. He's like, "So much has happened. What do we do? They're all so mad. So many people are dead."
Terra just holds him close, like she's afraid he'll disappear. And in this moment, where they both feel absolutely alone and completely hopeless, she looks down. She remembers another night where she looked over the edge of another bell tower and thought about what would happen if she stepped off. And she remembers that every day since then, she's made the choice to not. It was in a place like this. And her voice is still full of sobs as she clutches her friend. It was in a place like this. I told you once that I almost gave up. Right? I felt so alone. So worthless. After Liliana died. Wanted to throw myself from the bell tower so I could save everybody the trouble of dealing with me again. People told me it wasn't my fault. People told me they would listen. But still I felt so alone. It was Pharasma who sent me my companion. It was her who gave me a reason to continue. She's not here anymore. But I am. And you are. And every second, we are still walking this earth. It's another second we can try. It'll never change the fact that we weren't strong enough to save these people. There's still so much goodness in this land. There's still people that need us. Right?
Aster starts to like deep breaths. He starts to take off the scarf that you made him, like wipes your eyes with it. Wipes his eyes with it. He's like holding your hand really tight. His tail's like wrapped around your leg. He's like, right. This isn't our fault.
Yeah. It's not.
We'll be okay.
We will. The Martikovs in the winery and at the inn. The Burgomaster and his family in Kresk. All the Bellevues. people are still worth saving.
We do what we can.
We don't have... We can. We will. We don't need to banish the darkness. We just need to keep the campfire burning so people have a place to rest.
He unclips his little lantern from his side, and it lights without anything, like a soft little glow. We have our light. Let's use it. What do we do first?
Make sure the hotheads down there haven't killed each other yet.
Are you gonna be okay going back down?
I think I have more experience with corpses than a lot of people.
Yeah, I don't usually see them like this.
No. Nobody should. Then we walk down the stairs holding hands.
We walk down the
Yes.
stairs holding hands.
We holding hands.
And then you hear the scream.
Yeah,
Yeah.
chomp.
You're like,
Oleander, you're outside in the graveyard. What are you doing?
Oh, Raina's gonna follow after Oleander.
Sure.
Before Ireena finds him, he's walked outside and he's itemizing his everything that is on him. He picks up some of the grave dirt and he puts it in his in a pouch, ties it up. And Ireena would find him muttering.
It's a fairly large cemetery, not the largest you've seen, but for a town like Vallaki, fairly extensive. Like there's no proper mausoleums, but there's a few like proper I don't know the correct word, but like a small mausoleum that's above ground.
Yeah.
Where you can actually like go into. But there's also rows and rows and rows of gravestones.
He's looking at the names, he's looking at the last names as he's walking up and down.
Oleander.
Wait. Decapitation through the heart.
Oleander.
Yes, what?
I need to start by saying, first of all, that man is a dick. And he deserved it. We're gonna start there. I promise you, a shy would never hurt anyone that isn't deserving of it. I saw you take out the bottle of sunlight. If she does this, you cannot be that rash. You cannot hurt her.
So I put it back. As I said over the fire, and I'll say it again, it is not my job to kill her. It's yours. That's why I left. So that way I could seal my emotions, get back to thinking logically, and you get to deal with the fallout.
And I did. I can handle her.
What happens when she decides that something's deserving when the rest of us don't?
She doesn't answer.
He walks up and down the graves. Every part of my life that I remember has been killing things like her. killing monsters. Many times, I've had to do something where a family is stabbing me in the back while I kill their child because it has become one of those. But they refused to see what their child had become. This group, I do not believe is that stupid.
I don't even think she knows what she's become. She made a deal in an extremely weakened state. I can't hop on her for that, because I've done the same. All I can do is make sure people stay safe around her, that are deserving of safety. And that Burgomaster is not deserving of safety. I don't even know why we brought him to this church. I wish he would have gone up in flames back there at his house, but
He's a bargaining chip. Sometimes the monsters are those that breathe and whose hearts that beat. Those monsters I don't know how to kill.
Ireena nods her head.
He scoops up some more of the grave dirt. This used to be consecrated, and now it's not. You can feel it in the soil. To reconsecrate this area, we need to find the item. The very soul of the church itself. A
And then
shy? Well, that's when Clara does her cleric magic. I was never around whenever those things were done. I just collected the items. A shy? If you want her safe, against my better judgment, get her out of this area before that ritual begins.
why?
Because I don't know how well Clara will feel knowing that she killed a shy with the ritual.
No, because I'm going to need you to elaborate on that one.
The ritual that needs to be done reconsecrates an area. I don't know how this ritual is done or what is needed. I just know that usually it's probably going to have to do with what originally consecrated this area and a cleric of a god. I don't know. Gods are weird. And they do a ritual. And any undead that is in the area when that ritual is completed is basically burned up in front of us, in front of whomever might be doing the ritual. If a shy is in the room, or for that part, Prospero, if either of them are in the area when it's being consecrated, they themselves will be destroyed in the process.
At what point do I need to take them out?
When it begins.
When is that?
When we find whatever is originally consecrated this area. If it's bones, he holds out his hands. Well, we're in a cemetery, and these things are dead. So, I don't know if we start digging. He looks up at the sky, just kind of taking a moment.
Make me a religion check.
Sure, DM. +0.
I know you're great at those.
Jay +0?
Yes.
Jesus.
He's not wise.
I think at least you know that it can't just be any set of bones. It needs to be a very specific set of bones.
Yeah. This is, what, St. Andrew? Is that this place, what it's called?
Church of Saint Andral, yes.
What if we should try and find his grave? Maybe try and find his bones.
Make a perception check. That's 20.
What the duck, dude? What the duck?
You look all over, and one of the not mausoleums that I still can't remember the name of does indeed have the name Saint Andral over it.
Oleander kind of looks over at Ireena. I think the rest of them should join us. Apologies for making you run out here. I needed a moment. If I'm not to kill her, I'm gonna need many moments.
I can go get Ashai and Prospero now and we can leave.
Wait until we can confirm that the bones are here. If they're destroyed, then we have a bigger problem on our hands.
You will let me know. Yes?
Yes, I will give you a nod, or I will tell you that it's time to go.
I will leave you to it then, because I understood about 3 words of what you just said in the past couple of minutes. So
That's completely understandable. I don't know how to explain things well. When Ireena goes back, he just starts digging while he's waiting for the others.
Yeah, you walk in, and you see Ireena is kind of watching over Victor, who is not comatose, but seems to have is disassociating, basically. And Aster and Clara have just come down to see Ashai. I can't think of a better word than molesting Vargas.
No.
Not that
There's
one.
so many better words.
Very
Not
bad.
that one! Any other word
Can
besides that
we
one?
see the word dining?
Accosting?
Assaulting?
Launching and
Having a
pouncing.
3-course meal over? Like,
Well, she had
Having
it
a
best
little
one
itty bitty
portion.
nibble?
I don't know. Drinking?
Chugging?
Well, she already got done drinking him. Now she's just terrorizing him.
Oh, I like that
there
word.
we
I
go.
like that
I'm just
word.
standing
It
there.
sounded eventually, but
She's
Anyways.
okay.
I love that we all
she's
just
eating.
immediately went no.
Raina's gonna walk over
It-
to Ireena and Victor and slap Victor upside the head.
Doesn't really react.
Shit.
Me too.
Like, are you visibly like covered?
I don't know,
Ashai?
DM, am I? Like to think I'm a
I think
meat
you.
eater.
I think you held on to yourself enough to not go.
Are you a messy
Hog
drunk?
wild.
Is what I'm asking.
Maybe just like a little bit of blood at the corner of my mouth.
Mm.
Just like
Vintage.
What happened? What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
Is Oleander all right, Ireena?
He seems to be. He's looking for the bones of Saint Endro.
Why?
He was saying he wants to consecrate this church again, and that's how to do it.
I look
Holy relic.
at Clara. That's gonna take a while, isn't it?
And I make a religion check to see what I know.
It's like 3 days, isn't it?
Leander doesn't know shit. Like they
I do feel the need to reiterate there's a difference between the ritual consecrate that you know and consecration, which is more...
I'll kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
Good.
That's my only frame of reference, and that's all Aster's gonna talk about.
Listen.
Given that this place was consecrated, finding the resting place of whatever relic used to be here, assuming that it is missing or stolen, and returning it to its proper place would probably be enough to restore the nature of the church to be anathema to undead creatures.
Okay. Consecration. True consecration, like this place was before. Takes more than just a spell. The best way to give Vallaki sanctuary again is to find the stolen relic and restore it.
It's gonna be kind of hard, isn't it? Amidst all the chaos and everything.
Terra will look towards Vallakovich Sr. I would like you to tell us what has happened from the beginning. How did the thralls and the bats come into town?
He's still like rubbing his neck, but he seems to have like collected himself enough to start making sense again. Says, we had our we had our the weekly jamboree last week, and it did not go well. The Festival of the Blazing Sun, I called this one, and it rained all day. There was a little bit of discontent, but it wasn't anything serious until night fell, and I don't know where they came from, but suddenly they were in the middle of town, and they were biting people and spreading their sickness to people. I don't know where they came from or where they went.
Alright.
People ran here for shelter. I went back to the mansion, but even there I could hear the screams.
No. Did you have any particular arguments with Lady Fiona? Anything that stands out to you over the last few days or weeks?
We've always butted heads, but let me see if he recalls anything.
I have reason to believe she may have made a dark deal.
I know that she was getting visits from a black carriage.
When he says that, Clara takes a big, deep breath, and she just puts one hand around her necklace.
I think that she was talking to the priest's new helper here in the church. I don't recall his name. I know that he lived at the coffin maker's house.
Coffin maker's house. All right. To know, I carry no love for you or your family, but there are good people in your town. I do not trust you. I do not trust Fiona. But I do not want to see your people dead. What is most important to you?
What do you mean?
Is it the control over your town? Over, and she glances to Ashai, strength against monsters? Is it power? Or is it the safety of the people you were meant to protect?
I have only ever wanted to keep us safe from those monsters in the castle. Everything that I have done has been to keep the devil at bay.
All right. Sarah will look to the rest of the forget-me-nots. It appears we have a heading, if we want to pursue this. Part of the mystery.
What do we do with him?
I know we have lots of other things to do.
If we hand him over to Fiona, she's just going to kill him.
And
If she's the one left in charge, Anastasia may well have this town in her pocket even more than she already does.
That is why we do not
And-
want to kill him.
I'm confused why we care.
Clara, I think this town's gone. I don't say that to be dismissive. It's just, I don't think we hold weight.
No.
We can help where we can, but I don't think we can save it all.
An evacuation, then. Maybe.
We can do our
Round up
best.
the survivors and get them to Kresk. Concentrate our forces.
I hate to say this, but do we want some of us to go work on reestablishing this place as a safe zone, and the others rally the people for whatever we can do? Anyone?
Ireena pokes her head up and says, Maybe this place is lost, but there's no reason we shouldn't do what we can while we can. I think splitting up sounds like the easiest. It may be dangerous, but I don't see any other options here. unless you all can think of anything else.
Alright.
Well, let's get everyone together and figure it out.
A couple of us should go to the coffin maker's house. See if there's any evidence left. And then a couple of us should try to sneak into the Blue Moon Inn and ask if the survivors even want refuge or an escort.
And as you guys make your splitting up to go take care of things, that's where we're going to take a break. See you back in about 10 minutes or so. See what becomes of Vallaki. Und welcome back. Our rat has disappeared for the rest of the session because he's got a hot date. No worries. So the party was splitting up. Who is going to go do what?
Can someone tell me what's going on?
We grab
Ireena-
Oleander, take
Yeah,
him inside.
Ireena yells out at Oleander like, "Hey, get in here!"
Oh, I did mean to ask for just like a little recap before we went live again.
Oh,
Because I was so zoned out for the last 5 minutes there.
sure. The party has decided that they're going to split into two, or maybe not. Half of the party going to find the lost relic and/or bones to reconsecrate the church, and the other half to go check on the survivors in the Blue Water Inn, see if they can evacuate the town. And that's where we are.
What are we doing with Vargas and the other one while we are split doing things?
There is a
Kill him?
upstairs. Okay. Well. 2 options, both alike in dignity.
Murder is always an option,
No.
especially in Barovia.
Do we want? Look, there's an upstairs. Is there not?
There's a
There's the
belfry, yes.
belfry.
You think
Yes.
they're going to stay?
Well, he looks over at the 2 of them. One looks scared shitless, and the other one's not fully here right now, so I don't think they have much of an option.
Clara will walk towards Victor and kneel down in front of him. And if Ashai was paying attention, she would notice that it mirrors the position that Clara took when she was trying to speak to the angel. And Clara takes one of Victor's hands in hers. It's not over. If there is a heart left within you, you realize the gravity of what you have done. It's not over yet. There's the possibility of you getting through this night. But whether you make it till dawn or are lost in your own darkness and regret is up to you now. You have to make the choice to pull yourself out. Otherwise, no one can help you.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay. I'll just do that. Would you like a sequel or public?
Secret, please.
Okay.
No response.
Ira will nod. Step back, stand up. Deep breath to center herself. Alright. What's next?
Oleander's
Who
gonna
wants to
cast.
go where? Sorry.
Oleander's gonna cast message to Victor, so only Victor hears this. You have 1 left. Don't let your actions kill the other, like you did the first. You want to learn magic?
You make a diplomacy check. Secret. You just hear back in your head, I wish I'd never found that book.
Oh.
A response back. I think it's time to make things right. Take your father and find somewhere safe. Go.
It's slow, but it takes him a minute to kind of get up, and he's still not really saying anything, but walks over to his father. Gets down on his level, whispers in his ear, turns back and says, we'll hide in the St. Andrew's mausoleum, and we'll shut the door. If you find it and you come back, then we can leave, but if not, then maybe if we're lucky we'll suffocate before the villagers find us.
Go.
And the two of them walk toward the graveyard.
Ollie will then straighten, pull out his jacket, and look at Clara.
Right. Are you with me then? To the coffin maker?
I think so.
Right.
I think
I'm
the
going to
party
inn.
should be... Yeah. I think Ireena should take Prospero and Shy.
I think perhaps I should go to the Blue Water Inn so that there's someone there that knows how to talk to people.
Perhaps. Then
Raina
our
rolls her eyes.
experts on
Am I wrong, Reina?
No.
I was also rolling
our
her
experts on
eyes.
exploring, finding treasures and dead things will go explore and look and try to find a treasure made of dead things.
Alright, so who's going where?
The nerds are going to the coffin maker, and the heartthrobs are going to the Blue Water Inn.
Team Heartthrob, let's go!
Okay.
Even
Ireena,
yours.
Reina, Ashai, and Prospero are going to the Blue Water Inn, and Clara, Leander, and Aster are going to the Coffin Maker's house. Okay.
See, we don't always split where Raina and Ashai are on different teams.
Raina, you should give that
Maybe you should.
that message parchment to someone else while we are split.
Alright, she'll take it out and hand it to Clara. It's a sending
Oh.
parchment. So that way, when we are split up, we can still have communication with each other.
If we can't meet up within town, where shall we rendezvous?
The old Vestani camp.
Right. 2
How
hours,
long are we
old
giving it?
Vistani camp. 2 hours.
2
Okay.
hours.
Right. And you sally forth.
Is that Adrian?
Sorry, my boyfriend wanted to say goodnight.
Gross.
Good night.
All right. Let's do a fate roll to see where we're going first.
Hate.
All right. We're going with the Blue Water Inn group first.
Team Heartthrob, let's go.
Team Heartthrob. So the Blue Water Inn is in the dead center of town where you saw the mob gathering earlier. There are people. There's a mob on the hunt through the town right now. How are you making your way to the inn?
I have a potion of invisibility.
I
Okay,
don't
that
look.
makes one person invisible.
I don't look the way I did when I left the house.
Do you also have a potion of invisibility?
I used it in the fight.
Fuck.
Oh, did you want me to drop your disguise self? Because it hasn't been an hour yet.
She
Oh,
dropped
I
it
just assumed
herself
that
earlier.
I could drop it, so I did.
Oh no, it was it. I think technically I have to drop it because
Oh.
it's my spell, but I'll drop it for you, so you're fine. I just didn't
Okay.
know. Okay.
You may not look like you did at the house, but you do still look like a Shy the vampire who
Oh
ran
shit!
out
Does
of
the
town.
whole
I was gonna
last
say,
town knows?
you were
but
run out of the town. What do you mean?
You know, I wasn't sure if everybody else super cared other than the burgomaster.
That's true.
I think it's less whether they care that you're a vampire, more that they know that you are a part of this group.
Really don't
So-
have anything else. I've got. Can I just use my cloak?
Your cloak.
Try and I'll wrap my tail around my leg and I was gonna say tuck my wings in. Every time,
Fun.
man.
Ooh, God.
That's a moment there where Shy forgot that she doesn't have wings anymore, isn't it?
Yeah.
She went to fold her wings and oh, that's stiff. Oh, that's right. I don't have wings.
Because she used to do this when she was stealthing around. She would hide
Yep.
herself, tuck her wings in. They're not there.
Nope. Go ahead and make another will save for me.
Oh, well, hey now.
Huh?
But why? I'm hero point.
Okay.
It's better.
Better. Above the DC of being reminded of bad things
Of
is the
depression.
we've talked about how you have a few very specific triggers that
Yeah.
activate your bloodlust, and that's definitely one of them.
Hee
But you managed to keep a cap on it.
Depression triggers your
Well, being cornered, being held against her will, and being reminded of
sad.
those moments. Yeah. All right. So go ahead and make me some stealth checks, some hide checks as you're making your way
Should
to
I
the
take
Blue
my
Water
potion or
Inn.
no?
I mean, you
Guess not.
can.
If we're
It
all
would.
just stealthing, should I? Mm. Yikes!
I would recommend no. Whoa,
That's what I was gonna say. I might want to save it if we're all just gonna stealth.
Garg, you have another hero point. If
I
you
know
want.
I do. It feels stupid to use both of them right now, but I guess this is important. I'll use another hero point. That was really bad.
Okay.
Oh, that's so much better.
It is so much better. Unfortunately, Reina rolled what you rolled before.
Ooh, should I hero point it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it. You got
Kind of
two.
important.
That's Ireena.
I mean, it depends on whether you think getting caught by a
late.
pitchfork mob is worth it.
Buddy!
It's better. It's better. It's better.
It is better. Same roll for her. I even used her hero point.
You're
Um,
nervy.
You can't blame getting on a fight on me this time.
sure I can. It wouldn't be true, but I could still do it.
Mm-hmm.
Keeping to the shadows as best you can. There are a few close calls. Moments where you see people look into the shadows where you guys are waiting for them to pass and being convinced that they just saw you, and then they move on. You eventually find your way back to the town square, where there are still the corpses of lots of vampire bats and a few vampire spawn. You see that where there was the stockade, a gallows has been erected. But there is nobody here at the moment, and you can make your way into the Blue Water Inn fairly easily. You walk in, very clearly set up for a blockade. There are all the tables have been like turned toward the front door, and you do. Well, are you just gonna go in the front door, or?
Is there a back door?
I
Okay.
didn't say
mind.
anything.
You know what?
Never
No.
mind. I take it back. There is indeed a back door.
Say we go in that one.
Okay. That one is locked.
Take out
Shy.
the lockpicks.
Go ahead and trickery check, thievery check.
What did you say the first time?
Trickery. I was
check?
thinking trickery. I was thinking first edition.
Oh.
You unlock it, push against the door, but it's clear that something has been wedged up against.
I think we need to go in the front.
Should we knock?
You could knock. Ireena says we could knock. We could just try and break it down too.
I
So-
have a thing that
Oh.
I have bashing charge.
It might wake them all up. Or,
Oh, what time is it?
I don't know. I mean, it's like late at night.
Oh.
I think she's more worried about like maybe you might seem a little less trustworthy if you literally break in through the
Right,
back door.
right. All right, then let's go around the front.
Back to the front door. Ireena goes up and knocks. And after a moment you hear, "Who is it?" It's Ireena. We come in peace. We come with hopefully to save you all if we can. Go ahead. He shrugs and opens the door. You can see now that all the tables have been turned toward the front door, and there are a number of crossbows pointed in your direction. When Ireena just kind of like puts up
Yeah,
her
Reina
hands,
puts her hands
yeah.
up.
You hear a sigh of relief, and put them down. They're all right. You see the Martikov family up on like the upper level. The father saying, "Where the hell have you been? Did you get my messages?"
That's why we're here.
Messages?
I
We
sent
received
one.
one.
I sent one about a week ago, and another one just a few days ago. You only got one?
I got the one from a few days ago.
Well, too late now, I suppose.
We were
Come in,
taken,
come in. Close the door. Close the door.
You're taking care of the wolf problem in Kresk.
Bless you.
No, it's fine. Thank you. Ireena hurries you in and closes the door behind her. You can see that there's... Most of the people seem to be upstairs. There's a few on the ground floor behind cover that were pointing crossbows at you that put them up. All the surviving villages of Vallaki almost seem to be here. At least those that lived in the town square area. Fine, wolves, but whoa. What's going on out there? We heard the Wachters stirring up trouble, and we saw the smoke from the south.
Seems to be a disagreement between the Wagner's and the
Vallakovich's.
Vallakoviches.
She is on a witch hunt, which... He is not a good person and does not deserve protection, but... Our fear is that the one known as Anastasia may move in to take control of the city if she is allowed to operate in his stead.
So what do we do?
Evacuate.
Evacuate to where?
And we'll have to figure that out once we get to that point. But for right now, you need to leave Vallaki. Everyone here needs to leave.
There are worse things out in the woods than there are here. It's not that simple. We can't just go out and into the woods like you can.
Then don't. Stay here and burn. At least you can take a chance by walking into the woods. Here, you're in danger.
Look at these people. And you see all the villagers, all the Vallakians around. These are not adventurers. They are merchants. They are people that have lived within walls their entire life. The few people that you saw pointing crossbows at you, you all being seasoned adventurers can see, like, they're barely able to hold on to them. Like, the Martikov goes and says, maybe we have a better chance out there than in here, but this is where people lived. This is where their homes were. If you send them out there, it's a death sentence as much as burning.
Then I believe
I'm not saying that we can't evacuate. I'm saying we need a plan beyond just leave.
There are 2 other towns within this area, correct?
Barovia and Kresk,
One
yes.
we just saved.
Us saying they are not going to make it that far.
That is a decision you'll have to make then. You and everyone here. You either take the chance and leave, or you stay here and burn. And we're willing to take anyone to safety that wants to go. So.
Make a diplomacy check.
I'm not good at that.
Welcome, bestie.
What do you mean you're not good at that? Fucking expert proficiency.
I forgot I did
Liar.
that. I'm gonna be so honest.
You see the people here muttering amongst each other. Do you think that Kresk will take us? I've heard things about Barovia that it's very much not safe in the shadow of Castle Ravenloft.
I think Kresk will do whatever we say, considering we just saved their asses. I'm not saying it's a big town. I'm not even sure if there's going to be enough room for all of you. but at least you will be safe within a town.
He looks to his wife and says, maybe we can ease things up by talking to my cousin. He looks at everyone in the inn. There's a lot of uncertainty, but eventually they seem to come to a consensus, and Brom turns back to you and says, fine, where do we rendezvous? Where? I don't think the mob will bother us, but we need... Can we meet at the west gate, or...?
We need to leave and meet at the old Vistani camp. Do you know the best way out? Somewhere we can't be seen?
It's a risk. Do you think it's better to try not to be seen or just get out as quickly as possible?
Ireena looks at Ireena.
She says, both have the benefits and the drawbacks.
I guess we should just choose.
You promised to bring us to safety, so we will listen to you.
Is everyone here capable of running?
Yes. Those that weren't were... Well, we lost them a while ago.
Then I say we run. And then Ireena looks to Ashai.
Ireena also looked confused.
Does that plan work for Ashai? Is the
Okay.
look that she's giving?
Say that next time.
Sorry.
We were both like, okay. You look at me? Okay, it's hot. I don't know. What do you want?
Make kissy faces.
All right. Give us a few moments to gather our things, and then we will make a run for it. He goes, and you see the two Martikov children, with like buckets on their heads. And he shuffles them out to go grab their things, and everybody's moving around, packing.
I turn to Ireena with my arms crossed. I assume Ireena is still right next to us, yeah?
Yeah.
It's fine. You seem awfully flippant about not saving this town from vampires. For one who has been on my ass about being good.
This town is gone. What's there to save?
Not much, but what is the point of letting her have it either way?
Ireena just looks at you and says, what if someone told you that you had to leave your house? That you had to let your house be burned down outside Barovia? Do you think it would be easy?
No.
That's what you just asked these people to do.
I asked them to make a decision, Ireena. They stay here and become Valenta food or whatever. Or they leave and give themselves a chance.
I'm just saying, there's more to it than that, and you know it.
Maybe. But I am of the mind of the Vistani. We don't stay put for long. We know how to make ends meet at the end of the day, and we know how to move on. So at the very least, I can help them move on. Correct?
Yes. Suppose you're right. And she goes to help the Martikovs pack.
Reyna's gonna fluff her hair in frustration and like cross her arms and roll her eyes. And she's gonna, in anger, sort of, she's gonna look at Ashai and be like, the next time you're hungry, you know who to come to, right? We're not gonna have that mistake again.
I did what I did on purpose.
Oleander almost blew you up, Ashai.
I would like to see him try.
You will if you make another mistake like that.
It was not a mistake. He deserved it. I could not kill Valenta. I cannot kill him. I cannot do many things, but I could make him afraid of me for a while, so...
Ashai, I'm not asking you to be good. You understand that, right? I'm asking you to think about someone other than yourself for 2 fucking seconds. There are 5 other people in this party that you need to be thinking of.
I'm not comfortable with our deal. Because Ireena doesn't know.
Ireena doesn't need to know.
If I bit you again, and she found out, she would kill me. She looks at me like I am the devil now.
So then what's gonna happen when you're hungry?
I don't know.
You're gonna end up killing someone. Because you're petty enough to not use me because my girlfriend doesn't know.
It's not. It's...
Okay, Ashai.
She should know.
Then I'll tell her.
I'm sure you will.
Are we ready to go? Ireena comes up with the Martikovs and most of the rest of Vallaki with things, all their things packed up and looking ready to make a run for it.
Are you prepared to lead? Martikov, man. What's his name?
Martikov, man. Erwin.
Erwin, thank you.
Erwin Martikov. I'll certainly do my best. Brought a couple of skeins of wine for everyone, but as much as I could save will keep us warm on the run.
I think you know the best way out of here, so we will follow your lead.
Let's move, everyone. And they go out through the back door, and hurry as quickly as they can to the west gate, towards the Church of St. Andral. With that, we'll cut back to the investigation station team.
No, like the nerd squad.
Nerd squad, sure. All right, guys, let's get going.
I
Do we
cannot
know-
wait to see what he
I'm sure he'll
thinks when
be
he
in.
watches this back.
Do we
Alright.
know where the coffin maker's house is?
We got instructions before we left.
I think it's
Perfect.
reasonable that Vargas would have told you where to go. So, it is where is it? 6. Yeah. It is kind of to the eastern side of town, east and south, not quite the complete opposite of town from where you guys are, but
Just a little bit.
just a little bit. Do you guys want to make me some stealth checks while you're heading over that way?
Sure.
Yeah, yes.
And I guess I'll roll for the rat.
Listen. Information is most important here. If it's dangerous, we run.
What do you deem as dangerous?
If one of us doesn't if there is the chance that one of us is not going to make it out alive. I'm so low on magic right now.
I don't think that's going to be an issue.
Right?
We are speaking to individuals about lost bones, are we not?
Yes, but the person I suspect had a hand in Vallaki's destruction, Anastasia. She's a puppet master. She's the one who killed me. She's a puppet master. She uses other people and other beings to get what she wants. So if this is the source of the demon, of the fiends that were acting in this town, I just worry that there may still be danger lurking. So I just want us to be careful, that's all.
Is there actual evidence of her being here, or is it just all circumstantial coincidence?
Circumstantial, but in a place like this, you have to listen to your gut.
You say she's a puppeteer, correct?
Indeed.
Then her strength is getting people alone. If we are all sticking together, then the only way that she could have an upper hand is if she manages to pull us away. We are all working together, moving forward. Unless one of us strays off, which I do not see an issue here being that, we should be good.
Esther immediately gets distracted and starts walking off.
I grab his tail.
Without even looking, Oleander just grabs him by the scarf and pulls him back.
Sorry, I thought I saw something interesting in that building over there.
Great. Anyway, your fear, Clara, is not incorrect. But I also need you to have faith in our ability to protect ourselves, alright?
I do.
And also
I
need
do.
your faith in yourself.
Oh, Clara's great
Just
at
want
that.
us to be... I just want us to be careful.
We can be careful.
Good. That's all I ask. And if there is
Careful.
danger, we leave.
Oh, yeah. Careful is my middle name, I say as he, steps into a pothole.
Splash.
I stare. I just stare at him.
You realize that it's not water in the pothole, but blood.
Hey, yo!
He looks down, gives a little smirk, and wiggles his foot before continuing walking.
Yeah, you follow it, and there's a dead guard nearby, and yeah.
Oleander
Well,
has
we can-
restrained from wandering off alone.
Well, we can bring out your sock later and give a shy a snack, I guess.
You guys are heading through the town. Your direction leads you past the Burgomaster's mansion, which hasn't quite gone out yet, but is mostly just the skeleton of the house left. Do you want to do any more searching of it while you pass by it, or is this just something you notice on the way to the...
Is Ismek? Do we see any remnants of whatever the fuck his name is? Ismek? Ismark? Izek? Do we see
Strahd.
Yeah, do we see like his
Um,
arm? Do we see machinery, a
make
sword?
a perception check.
I will
This is
too.
just kind of in passing.
Yeah,
Since you guys are
not
kind of
stopping.
yeah.
Do I see any wolves? Do I see
I see
any
fucking nothing.
anything? You got blood in your eyes. I also got blood in my eyes.
It would take longer than you have to do any real investigation of what's left, and it is still like embers. It's not raining tonight, so there's still coals glowing in the ruins of the mansion. It would be
It's not our
dangerous to
priority
go
right
into
now.
it at the moment.
Yeah, not a priority. As
Mhm.
we're walking by, just giving a look and getting some ash in my eye, rubbing it out. And God, you know that Ismark had like a weird protection thing with Ireena. You know that? Like I noticed that, and I feel like I'm not crazy, right? That was something that was noticed.
No, it it was a long time ago. But Ireena mentioned once that I think she used to live here or something, and she, for most of her life, was growing up in Barovia. She was taken in by the burgomaster there and raised as his own, but I think there was some sort of accident. She was separated from her blood family, and I think she may have relation to Ezek.
Yeah, the first
she
time we
can't
got run
remember.
out of Vallaki, he called her his sister. Well, while we ran out.
Yeah, that.
She looked really confused though, so I don't think she remembered it.
She probably blocked out something that was too painful to remember.
I understand blocking out memories of family.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So what
I never knew my father!
So what our running theory is then is that Ismark is Ireena's
Ezek.
brother. Ezek is Ireena's brother.
Blood, yes.
Okay.
It's weird that you say that other name because that's her other brother over in Barovia.
She has another brother.
Yeah, the one she grew up with.
Her adoptive brother.
Yeah, that.
He's looking after the town of Barovia now.
Yeah.
We haven't checked in on him recently. I hope things are okay.
How did you
Yeah,
both
I do too.
How did you both get to Barovia, by the way? I need to ask. I know you died, but like
I was looking into a ruin with my mentor, and then there was fog, and there was this blonde vampire that showed up, and then he took the thing that we were researching, and then he killed me. I almost got away.
I woke up in the night in the temple that I lived at with my mentors. And Ziggy pops out of her hair. He was insistent on leading me somewhere. I followed him to a pond that was nearby. I looked in, and something took me. Something dragged me under, and I resurfaced in Barovia.
so something dragged you into Barovia.
Yes. I still don't know exactly who or what.
Wow. But you didn't do it by yourself. Like you weren't. And you also didn't die in Barovia.
Well, I mean, I think the mists had something to do with it. But I guess it technically
I
wasn't in Barovia. I don't know. It was weird.
I died here. It was a couple hours. I was wandering towards, I think was probably the town. And Anastasia found me, and she took a very important memento from my mother. And then she summoned a pack of wolves to rip me apart.
Aster grabs your hand.
Every single
Squeeze
time, from what it sounds like, something brings people to Barovia that I can only describe as probably Strahd. Strahd allows us in Barovia because she is the Mists.
Maybe? I don't know. We really don't know a lot.
But only Vistani are able to go in and out of the mist without issue. Why was I able to?
Are you sure you did it on purpose?
Not on purpose. That might be the factor. I don't know where this accent came from, so I'm going back to my old one. Might be
Oh,
the factor.
sorry, I think you absorbed it from me.
Yeah, I
I do
know.
that
It's the
sometimes
West.
too.
Yeah.
You mirror people, so
Oleander
yeah.
code switches.
Yeah, I'm
Canon.
just trying to figure out the mist because it is an intriguing bit of information that we know nothing about, and if we have the ability to possibly maybe control the mist ourselves, have an understanding, we might be able to turn it against Strahda.
It's an interesting thought. I never... Huh. We could figure out a way to do it, then it'd be a very useful tool, but I don't know where we would start.
Well, we could start here, and Aster points up at an uninviting shop. 2 stories tall, with a sign shaped like a coffin above the front door. All the window shutters are closed up tight, and a deathly silence surrounds the establishment.
I'm gonna knock. Is that a bad idea?
Let's try to... Can we try to peek through the shutters, see if there's any view of anything inside?
Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
Do a quick circle of
Oleander
the building, see if there's anything.
is poised in knocking position.
Hey, yo! I know
Hey.
everything.
You can get a glimpse into the shutters, at least on the first story. Most of what you see on the ground level, near, in like the back section, you mostly just see coffins. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a coffin maker shop. That's clearly where all the completed and working coffins are going. You also see what looks like a small kitchen area and a workshop, maybe. You don't see any people or movement inside, at least on the ground floor.
Does it look like anyone's been there for a while, or does it look abandoned?
I'd say it's hard to tell through the shutters. It doesn't look like there's a layer of dust over everything from what you can see, though.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't see any lights on anywhere.
Okay.
And Oleander,
If there's anybody home, they're upstairs.
Oleander's gonna push the door. Is it closed or is
It
it open?
opens.
I don't think anyone's home.
Be on your guard.
Walking in, immediately looking around for signs of vampiric activity.
Perception check. Or undead lore.
Thank you. Undead lore is gonna do me better.
You go through at least the floors on the ground floor. There's the first one you go into is the storage, the coffin storage. There's just about a dozen completed wooden coffins. All of them are clearly like open and empty. The second room just has like a table with 4 chairs and a couple of cabinets that seem to be filled with junk. They look like all probably little mementos that have been left in, like, people that didn't have anybody or were left on the body. That's the coffin maker probably took off the corpses if there was anything there.
Mm-hmm.
The last one is clearly like a workshop where he makes the coffins. No sign of any kind of undead activity in these rooms. There's also in the junk room there is a staircase that goes up to the second floor.
Oleander is going to say that there's nothing on below of vampiric activity, but he is then going to pop See the Unseen.
Another quick look through. Nothing invisible that you can see.
He's going to still have it on as he
Um,
looks to the others and starts heading upstairs.
yeah, this is the coffin maker's house, so it's not where bodies would be kept. So there's not any kind of like lingering phantasmal energy of like restless ghosts or haunts or anything like that.
I'm looking for folks that might be able to pop invisibility and watch us.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going upstairs with Clara and Aster with it still up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it lasts for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So you'll be able to get a thorough inspection done while it's up.
Yeah.
There are a couple of doors at the top of the stairwell. Let's say right or left. Which way do you go?
Do I
Left.
hear move? Okay. Left.
Sorry.
That was fast. Left
That's
leads into a large drafty room strung with cobwebs that takes up most of the upper floor. There are stacks of wooden planks lying amid several crates marked junk. Still no sign of anybody invisible.
Ollie starts moving to the right door.
The first room is clearly a kitchen. There's a table that clearly has only ever had one person sitting at it, despite the fact that there are 4 chairs. Although maybe there's one of the places also looks like it's occasionally maybe had some movement, like maybe had a guest over now and then, but what pops out at you is when you go into the last room, which seems to be the bedroom of the coffin maker. A familiar metallic scent hits your nose as you walk into this room, and you see in this bedchamber, on the bed is another savaged corpse. And you don't even need to look close to realize this is more vampire spawn at work.
Loose ends.
They wanted to make sure nobody could come after them or spill their secrets. I have a spell left,
Mm-hmm.
and it's called Spirit Sense. And it says I can sense nearby spirits and, like, find haunts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like, would it maybe let me know if Coffin Maker's ghost is still hanging around and maybe talk to him?
You could certainly try that if you want.
I will. It's more narratively interesting if I do it now, so I'll do it now.
And it gives you a +1 stat bonus to any seek, recall knowledge, or skill checks about haunts and spirits. So go ahead and make me a secret perception check. +1.
Here it comes.
That +1 was very important.
Yay!
Moved it from a failure to a success. You reach out into the ether, and you do sense something here. Someone, a spirit. And kind of superimposed over your vision, you see this older-looking gentleman just kind of looking out the window, set in the chair in the corner of this room. Long, sort of a mullet of white hair with a long white beard and mustache, wrinkled old face, and you can tell even in the ether his hands are very strong and calloused. Clearly a man who has worked with his hands his entire life. Just kind of looking through the window over the town. Not saying anything.
Terra will. She'll just motion for Oli to just, like, hold on a sec. And she'll walk up to where she sees his ghost.
He
Good
looks
evening,
over.
grandfather.
Oh, a pleasure to meet you.
My name is Clara. What is yours?
Henrik. Henrik van der
Henrik.
Voort.
Hmm.
I'm the coffin maker.
Can you tell me? You know what's happened here?
He
I was
looks over.
I was told someone came to the church that may have a connection with you.
Oh. Milivoje. Yes, he was the altar boy at the church. Whenever he and the father got into arguments, he would come here for dinner.
It was good of you to shelter him.
Hmm.
Did he ever speak to you of anything odd?
It wasn't obvious to me back then, but I know now he was not himself last week.
There was something within him. Something unkind.
That was... I was distracted, you see, because she had visited me.
Who is she?
Woman in the red dress. Brown hair. And she looked in my eyes and I could not tell her no.
I know the feeling.
Happens to the best of us.
I could not say no either. Can you tell me what she asked of you?
Just a place to keep something. She brought boxes into the attic, and she said I was to leave them there until the festival. And then I woke up to their claws in my chest.
Tricked me in much the same way. I'm sorry for the anguish you have suffered because of her.
It is all right. I just wish that I could have... I wish I could have saved Milivoje, but... she wouldn't let me help him either.
No. I wish I could have saved So many more people. But there's no use wondering about what happened in the past. Our greatest strength is in moving forward, stopping anybody else from dying.
If only it were that easy. You see him look out the window again. He says, I may not be stuck here forever, but I know I'm not going anywhere else. It's funny how death makes things so clear.
It does.
It's alright. Maybe next time I can be more help when I come back.
Indeed. I will every day try to make things better. Because nothing worthwhile is easy. I will do my best to make sure your soul and that of Milovich are able to find the rest or the second chance that you need.
He points to the wardrobe in the corner and says, your words are very kind. I don't know if they'll help, but maybe I can help you at least. There's a hidden compartment in the wardrobe. You'll find the bones and everything that I had left. He looks out the window again and says, you'd best hurry before she comes back.
It's peace. And Clara locks eyes with Oleander.
Oleander's been admiring the body. Don't worry about him.
Oleander?
Yeah,
The bones are in the wardrobe. We need to hurry.
Alright. Throws open the wardrobe. Where?
You very easily find a secret compartment. There is 2 sacks in it. One fairly large one, clearly immediately like jingles with the sound of bones.
Clara takes the bones.
The other one is a large sack of money.
Oh.
I'll tell you how much is in it later, but
Okay.
Do you want both bags?
Aster, how about you hold on
Aster,
to this
you have
until we
money.
can
There
divvy
you
it
go.
up?
Yeah, get yourself something nice, Aster.
okay.
Until we can divide it.
Sure, that's okay. He shoves it like into one of his many, many pockets.
And as we get the bones, Oleander is like grab Clara's wrist and is like, "We can save the town. Let's go!" And he's like trying to drag her out, just like, "Let's go!"
Do it quietly!
I mean, you can certainly try.
Oh.
You look as you're like running into the kitchen. You immediately see a woman on the other side of the room from you. Deep velvet red dress, brown hair up in a bun, and swirling a glass of blood red wine. You were doing so good. You made such good time. If only you had come earlier, perhaps you might have done some good.
Oleander does not
Well,
look at her.
I can't say it's a pleasure meeting you again.
You notice she still has the purple shawl on around her neck.
That she fucking does. Still doesn't go with your outfit.
There's more to life than color coordination. It has such a beautiful scent about it. That fear that you felt that night. Finer than aged wine.
I've been afraid. Every second. Since I crawled out of the water. Into Barovia. I'm afraid every minute of every day. You think that makes you special?
Of course not. But it is delicious nonetheless.
Sarah's putting on a brave face, but Oli and Aster will see that she is fucking shaking. With fear and with anger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what she looks like. Oh, she looks beautiful.
She's fucking hot and I hate it.
She just takes a deep sip of the wine in the glass that she's holding, swirls it around. One of the Martikov's better years, I think.
What can we do for you?
For me? Oh, nothing. I'm just watching how events play out. It really has been a wonderful feast after the festival.
I'm sure it was. How
I must ask, besides all this, who are you?
Oh, pardon my manners. I realize you and the rat have not met me before. Anastasia Karelova, at your service.
Oleander Mikosvich. Pleasure.
I'm Aster.
He's just a little guy.
Now, we've done this dance. We're doing this back and forth. What is it that you are trying to stall for?
Stall for? Nothing. I just wanted to see the look on your faces when you realize you're too late to save everyone. When you see what's leaving Vallaki for dead. The consequences of your actions, shall we say.
What are
You
you
had-
going to do to them?
Me? Nothing. Fiona has taken care of things quite wonderfully. And you were even warned in time. You could have come here before taking care of my sister Valenta. Perhaps you could have kept all these people from dying.
Well,
And yet you stayed away out of fear of your own lives. Some
Do
heroes.
not put this guilt on us. We did not force your hand. You did this for
I?
your own amusement.
I did nothing.
You never do.
And that is why Strahda likes me best.
shame. I wonder how he's going to feel of your burnt corpse. Clara, get everyone out of here. And he's casting Fireball, centered on himself.
Alright. She's gonna make a reflex save then. Go ahead and cast the spell.
I assume Claire grabs Aster in her arms and just fucking dive bombs out the door.
Yeah. As
I'm also gonna need to do a reflex save.
yeah, you certainly are. Oh, I guess I can do this out front. I'm not worried
hero
about
pointing
rolling
this.
terrible. That is a critical success on her part. She rolls a 41 reflex save.
Uh,
Yeah, go ahead and re-roll that reflex save for you, because that's
I fucking want to kill myself. Jesus Christ! And I might,
that's a regular failure, I think, for you, right?
Yeah.
Not a critical failure, unlike the nat 1 would have been. So go ahead and roll damage.
All right. I'm going to also cast Eat Fire after I do this because I'm going to be eating a lot of fire.
Sure.
It's not going to matter. She doesn't take any damage.
You're
I
going
tried
to
to
take
be
damage,
cool.
though.
Yeah. Okay, give me a second. Let me cast Eat Fire real quick. Let me take some of that off.
Is that a reaction, I assume?
Yeah. If you
Okay.
trigger, you would take
Yeah.
fire damage.
So you gain resistance 5. All right. So you take 16 fire damage. You
That's
see
fine.
where Anastasia was standing. There's nothing for a moment, and then you see in the smoke, you see mist starting to swirl, and then forms back into Anastasia's visage. In the middle of taking another sip of wine, and she says, "It was really quite foolish.
Maybe
Go
so.
along, run along."
Leander, we need to go.
He was
Now.
hoping that you would have ran with the bones. He was distracting.
I ran with the bones.
Then go! He will follow you, go!
She's yelling from downstairs. Go ahead, run after your little friend. Like I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm just watching.
Good to know. Well, she's the one with the bones, not me. So.
Then I'd better get a good spots for the finale. And she turns into mist again, and you see the mist leave out the window.
You, as he runs next to you, he's muttering, "Damn it, Rudolph would have never let me. Again, Jesus, fuck, shit!"
Now is not the time. Shh. Let's go.
Quick, let's get back to the church. Maybe we can still... I don't know if it'll save people, but it'll at least, we can do something.
Don't give up hope. Hope is such a good thing to hold on to.
It's always worth trying.
You book it back toward the church. On the way there, you actually kind of meet up with the rest of the group, as they are also sprinting toward the western exit of town.
As they catch up.
What seems like whatever people are left in Vallaki that are not following Lady Wachter, with their things packed, along with the... what did we call them? The hot troop, whatever.
Heartthrobs or something, I don't know.
The heartthrob, yeah.
For the heartthrobs, get it right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that could be your Kingmaker name.
you see them catching up to you. Aster has a really big bag just like clutched around his chest.
As they're catching up, Ollie is going to look at Ireena. Away! We're doing it now. We have it. Go,
What is
get
he
them.
talking about?
We will meet you in the Vistani camp.
Go. And he's gonna keep grabbing Clara to get her and the bones to the church.
We go to the church.
What are you doing with the refugees?
It's Vistani camp.
Running.
They're going with you to the Vistani camp?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all are running past the church, as the other half of the group is running into the graveyard. This is where that secret roll that I rolled earlier comes into play that you were so
Right.
worried about.
Oh
As, as you run into the graveyard, who did that? Who made a thing there?
You? What do you
It wasn't
mean?
me. I don't know. There's an explosion on the page.
It was me.
no!
Sorry.
Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Okay.
It was also me.
You run into there's one tree in the center of this graveyard, sort of like a centerpiece. And as you run past it, Oleander, you feel a chill run down your back. And you turn and you see out of the bark of this tree some kind of figure detaches itself. You see this wide open mouth with fangs, a bunch of horns on its head, these bat-like wings stretching out behind it, as this demon lurches out to attack you guys.
Oh, fuck off!
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
I'll kill you.
You didn't
I'm
think I
getting
was
on a
gonna
plane
have
to
a
New York.
You didn't think I was gonna have a demon possession and not bring the demon into this, did you?
I
I'm
hoped.
getting on a plane to New York, and I'm coming to kick your ass.
I
What
look
the
forward to
fuck?
it.
I
Uh,
hate
Oh,
myself. I hate everything about
I'm
what just
so
happened in the
scared.
past 10 minutes.
Welcome
Thanks for joining
to
us,
the vampire
everyone.
Experience.
welcome to the Strahda experience. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week, where we'll see the fireworks that Anastasia was looking forward to. Until then, enjoy your week, and is it Saturday yet?